going to skip the intro? Oh, so hit the button?
Hit the button. Oh. Nice. Perfect.
Oof.
Take two.
That's what we didn't do last time.
Oof. Add a little there. We got the buttons. Why not use them?
Yep.
Okay, this is take two,
Take two.
week 7. We are the Pivot. We are I didn't go into all this, but we're a show that helps you build a DK lineup. We're not just giving you plays here. We're actually going to structure a lineup with you. We will take questions. We appreciate you liking and subscribing. I am Matt. He is Jared. And we have the Juice.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle, come back. Ask us that question again if you're out there.
Juice did answer it with his keyboard.
Juice put it on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are here after God,
Who are we sponsored by?
Oh, I did this once. We are sponsored by Vest Bank. God, I got to learn how to get that right in the button.
There. Ooh, it looks glorious.
Well, maybe a little right there. That's the perfect spot.
Looks good.
And we are executive produced by Toby Biocchini. Would never say Buchanan. So if somebody heard me say Buchanan, we're going to have to not take that. Oh. Hey, George, I'll call you. Oh, good, I didn't answer it. Okie doke. I am Matt Lyons. We mentioned that, right?
Yep.
Okay. I am distracted by phone calls, and we are trying to get through a whole show for you all without computers. We got a new computer coming. Should we mention that?
Yeah.
Hopefully less freezing.
No freezing.
No freezing would be great.
Yeah, there's going to be 0 freezing.
And
See, you're already jinxing it.
I'm not jinxing it.
You always
I'm
do this,
speaking
dude.
it into existence.
we first had our first computer was Spencer Rattler.
Yep.
And then we went on to Caleb Williams, and we currently have Caleb Williams. So we have obviously have issues with it. And now we're going to Jackson. What is it? Jackson Brown?
Jackson
Jackson
Brown is a good singer back in the 80s and 70s.
He'd be a good quarterback for you. Anyway, how did we do last week? Let's talk about some hindsight 2020. I did shitty, right? I might have got. I did better. I did like 22nd, I think.
Yeah, you did.
That's shitty, by the way. For
28th.
Oh, okay, that's really shitty.
Juice did 21st, and then, well, I mean, I changed it kind of.
Yeah, you did the rogue lineup.
Yeah, I did.
So
but I got 16th.
You used with your all 5 of your assertions being used in 1 week.
Actually, the quarterback that I used ended up being the one that was in the Millionaire Maker. So
Wow, good for you.
yeah,
Who
but
was that?
it was Ritter.
Oh, yeah, Ritter was a good play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I went and looked at your lineup. I was like, I don't remember that lineup.
It was a low-scoring week.
It was.
It was.
It was terrible last week. Like,
Yeah.
There was a point where there was just 0 touchdowns produced by the NFL for lots of minutes, right?
I
Like
more or less shut my laptop down after like the first half. of the
NFL,
first
it is
round.
not fun for us to do this. If you're not going to score points.
Here's the deal.
We need points for this to be fun.
Here's the deal. This week looks to be
Worse.
one of the worst weeks ever.
You guys, NFL, you need to do what you do and surprise us with just a blow-up week because this is some BS. Okay?
Yeah.
It's
Like, I don't want to, I mean, they should add field goal kickers to DK so we can all have some skill on picking which field goal kicker is going to
least-
kill it this week.
Guarantee some points.
Anyway, maybe that's I'm doing so bad because there's just not enough point out there to be had. Plus the chalk is just hitting. I could not bring myself to play Mostert because I'm like everybody's going to play Mostert and then he blows up. So you got to have Mostert to do
Yeah.
anything, right? Like
He had 3 touchdowns this past
I'm
week.
just going to play the damn chalk, right?
I mean, the Dolphins, you just play the Dolphins every week
Fading.
and you're winning.
So, Juice, how much luck have you had with fading chalk this year?
Not a lot.
Right?
Not a lot. I mean,
Has
this
there been
is
just a? I remember one week you were fading Christian McCaffrey. Didn't he end up having 48 that week?
maybe.
Like, yeah, see, just fading the chalk has been deadly, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's one thing when the chalk does well. It's one thing when they produce enough that you can't catch up without it, right?
Can I give you a silver lining to this cloud?
No, I'm pretty upset about the chalk right now. We used to snort the chalk. I'm going back to snorting chalk. That's what's going to make this all better.
Well, what I was going to tell you is that there's not a lot of good chalk this week. So
I don't know.
this could be the week that
I got good friends. We can find some chalk.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, no, there's some
I think
chalk
we're talking
out
about
there.
different chalk.
There's
though.
chalk out there, though. You know there's some chalk in this week.
Hey, look, Kyle came back.
Like, thank you,
Thanks,
Kyle. I love
Thanks
you.
for
Thank
sticking
you,
with it.
Kyle.
Kyle, I don't know you, but I personally love you.
Yeah.
Like, Oh, it works. Okay. Whatever Juice said is good. I'm good with that. It's always
Oh yeah.
Juice said something smart to Kyle.
Bet.
Okay. Like, let's move. What else do we want to talk about last week? We
Millie
have.
Maker.
Millie Maker.
I want to mention before we move on to the Million Maker that Brett, who is a consistent listener to the show, got second. And I apologize. I jinxed him at some portion of the afternoon when I called him to tell him that he was no way he wasn't going to win.
Oh,
So
boy.
And then he did.
And you guys are still friends?
he got second. Well, I haven't talked to him since
second.
then, so I don't know
So it could be over.
if he forgiven me. But that was a good. You want to hear the great thing about? I called Brett and I'm like, Brett, you're in second. He's like, I am. I'm like, don't tell me you're not even fucking watching this. There are people who actually don't watch this. And he's like, oh, I was at a volleyball game. I got home. I did my lineup at like 2 a.m. I don't even necessarily remember who's in my lineup. I'm like, I hate you.
He made a drunk lineup and got second.
He was parented out, made a lineup and got second, which I don't know. It's been hard. So
It has been hard.
What place did you get?
16th.
Okay.
If I could say something though, I usually like one of my favorite things Monday mornings is to listen to kind of the industry shows.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Like Reaction, like
There's a lot of people not cashing this week.
and like it's consistently this year been like, man, last week was rough. Like my lineups were garbage. Like it's not just
It's because industry
everybody's
fade-
struggling right now.
They're all like playing tournaments and they're fading chalk, and
Yeah.
they're having to deal with that. If you didn't have the chalk plays in that are blowing up, then it's hard to catch up.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the Millionaire Maker. What did it look like?
So at quarterback, it had Ritter at 22.08 points. Williams for the Rams.
That's a button I haven't pressed yet this year. And
Williams?
and he just
I
keeps,
struggle playing him too.
Yeah.
he just keeps doing it. But
Well,
now he's hurt. Good.
now
Get
he's
outta
hurt.
here.
He's not playing this
Get
week.
out of here.
He had 24.8 points, and then
Real
Mozart.
quick, Jared. Sorry to interrupt. He had 6 rushing yards at halftime.
I know. He
Yeah, it
just
wasn't-
went off.
and
and
then he
Just
just
went completely berserk
completely
second
crazy
half.
in the second
Yeah.
second half. Mozart at 37.2 in the second running back spot.
yeah,
Pittman
good
Jr.
fade by me.
Pittman Jr.
I did play Tyreek, but
for 22.9.
he's another one I can't seem to press the button yet. He gets targeted all the time.
Yep. Tyreek Hill 31.3.
Press that button.
We did press that button.
I pressed
Drake
that button too,
London 24.5
Can I
paired
ask you-
up with
let me
Ritter.
ask you
Drake
guys a
London's
question.
another one that I listen, like Julio, I listen to a bunch of these shows. Everybody's like, play Drake London. I'm like, I'm never playing Drake London.
That's
Why
how
would
I
play
heard
Drake
that
London?
too, and I didn't press
You
the
even
button.
had Ritter and you didn't play Drake London.
Yeah,
Let me ask you guys, on Tyreek Hill, how many yards is he projected to have at this pace here?
Like
for this-
2,400 or something.
something like that.
yeah.
Like
He's already
2,800
past
yards.
1,000. In
It's hard to
week
fade
7.
Tyreek Hill right now.
It's amazing what he's doing.
Kyle Pitts is the tight end with 14.3.
Great. Now that yeah.
And then Thielen is in the flex spot with 31.5. He's like always in the millionaire.
He is
maker.
my torture in week-long fantasy because I could have had him on every team, and
Yeah.
I loved him, and I got him on like 2 out of 12. I literally could have drafted, if I just manned up and drafted him, I could have got him on all 12 teams.
Yeah.
And he was like literally one of my favorite plays. You made fun of me at the week 0 show that I wouldn't shut up about Thielen. Remember? You're like, say
Yeah.
Thielen again.
Yeah.
I do remember that. That happened. And then they had Browns as their defense with only
That was-
6 points.
Pretty good play. Yeah.
So that's the millionaire maker. Total points
What,
214.
Was it a good play? Were the Browns a good play last week?
I've given up on what's a good play.
I mean, are
I'm
you
just saying
serious?
it's a good
Like they're
play.
playing
No, I
a
didn't.
backup quarterback and they're playing against the Niners?
Yeah.
I think their defense is a decent play, though. Yeah, I don't know. I would have never pressed that button. Again, these people press buttons that I seem to.
Yeah,
not be
I
able
wouldn't
to
have pressed that button. Their total points was only 214, and that won you $1 million that
Yeah,
week.
that was a
Low
low
scoring week.
Our tournament almost got to 214, right?
No, 172 was the high.
Oh, was it really? Okay, I was thinking it went off a little more.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's switch over to. What are we switching over to?
50 cent pieces.
50 cent piece.
Well, that's the wrong button for 50 cent pieces. So
Sure
I
is.
figured we couldn't go to 50 cent pieces if I didn't hit the right button. How about this? Well, this is a portion of the show where we talk about the games this week that are going to produce the most points. Try to give you some insight on games we like, maybe some games we're going to fade. And we usually guess how many there are, but I think I have some insight. On the main slate, right? 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
0?
exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
On our slate, one big dog.
Oh, right. The Sunday night game.
Let's do this since I think
Just talk about the Sunday night game the rest of the show. I'm good with that.
No. Why don't you guys try and guess how many games are projected to score under 40 points this week?
There's 10 games. 7.
That's pretty ambitious.
Dude, I'm telling you, the totals are like 42.
Is it 50-50 on the 50-cent piece?
Under 40. That's the question, Jared.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I'm saying 50. So 50% under, 50% over.
So 5.
5.
Okay. So quick math. Out of 10, what's 50-50?
I gave him that. I gave
Okay.
him 5.
It
Well,
would
I was
be-
just trying to use 50 cent on the 50-cent piece.
Okay, I'm going to do this. How about we do, I'm going to give you the percentage, 30%. So let's see how quick your math is.
3.
There we go. We're on it. So 3 are under 40. That's
Wow.
amazing. That's amazing to me. We're in week 7, and 3 games are projected under 40 points.
Wow.
Again, the NFL do better. Like, you just give us something. I mean, we're over here making shows about you. Can't we get some points for this, right? Like, you know how hard it is to do this and put as much time in it and then watch for an hour and get 9-6 on 3 games
Yeah.
out of the 4 that are playing. The afternoon slate last week was just terrible. Like, anyway, I'll quit.
I kept waiting for scores to happen in the afternoon. It just didn't.
Like,
it
at
just
this
didn't
point,
happen.
I'm like, let the fullback score. I don't even care. Like, I don't care if I played them. I just want to see touchdowns, and it has been proven to be difficult.
Hey, if you were to have guessed,
Even the teams that are supposed to be the teams, like now Miami's fun to watch. They score regularly. But Kansas City's struggling to score. The Chargers are struggling to score. Dallas is struggling to score. The teams that I thought would produce Minnesota is struggling to score. Even these teams that were what we all drafted around and use our DFS play just are struggling.
are you fired up to play pieces from the Aiden O'Connell, Tyler Badgett showdown?
I mean,
in week 7,
I mean,
that would be the Raiders against the Bears.
No,
and the starting quarterbacks are Aiden O'Connell and Tyson Badgett.
I think that's a
Not very exciting.
full fade. Full fade.
Something interesting happened to me last week. I do a parlay on where I pick the winner of each game.
Did you remember asking? This is definitely inserted.
This isn't started because it's pretty interesting.
I didn't remember asking, but go ahead.
But I gotta mention it. I got every single one right except for 2. Can you guys guess which 2 those were?
Wait.
I did a pick the winner on each game,
Okay.
and I got all of them right except for 2.
Oh wow, this sounds like. I mean, let me guess. Philadelphia,
Yep.
San Francisco.
There you go. The 2 teams that were undefeated were the 2 I lost on.
Oh wow, I don't know how I got that.
Really sad.
How did the Niners lose to, who's it, PJ Walker?
That was embarrassing because the NFL's rigged. Can we just get over that? They needed some money back. They weren't going to let all those money line Niners guys.
Shout out to Toby and Chris. They're 2 big 49ers fans, but
Yeah.
their team
Their team is dealing with some injuries.
big time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's getting to be that time of the year.
It is definitely. Why don't we transition and do that? We've added that phase to our discussions, and I think it's very important. Who? It is now Friday afternoon. Sorry about being a little late, guys.
My fault.
Was kind of my fault that turned into your fault, so we can both take the blame.
Okay. Let's do that.
Who's the injured players? I know Debo's injured.
Yep.
Start shouting.
McCaffrey is looking like he's going to play still, but he's still
He is
questionable.
gonna play?
Yeah, looks like he is.
Um,
Both. I mean, who is the quarterbacks that you
Deshaun
listed?
Watson is projected to be back. That's a weird situation, by the way, in my
Fields is
opinion.
out.
Fields is out. Yep.
Garoppolo's out.
Garoppolo's out.
Any other quarterbacks?
I don't think
I
so.
think that's it.
Running back? Any major running back?
Williams for the Rams.
Kyron Williams.
and
Kyron
Rivers.
Williams.
So
And
now it's Zach Evans.
Zach Evans is on the slate.
Free Zach Evans.
Yep.
He's $4,000.
Do we think he's going to get all the carries?
I have no idea.
They just signed
Royce Freeman.
Darrell Henderson from the practice squad.
Boy, they really believe in Zach, huh?
It doesn't sound like it. I mean, I don't know.
I probably wouldn't touch
You know,
Zach.
I
Yeah.
think I'm going to fade Zach.
Oh,
this
another
week.
big injury is David Montgomery.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So Gibbs, if he comes back,
He's
that's
still hurt too. And we don't know who's going to play running back for them. Caleb Reynolds is hurt, Gibbs is hurt, and Montgomery is out.
I think Gibbs will play.
We
is
do
what-
think.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's
did they
looking
sign?
like it's.
Did they sign somebody?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. We have a question though. Hey guys, do you? That's all I can see.
We try. We will.
We will accept your fantasy questions.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
What's his name? Georgia Boy?
Georgia boy.
That's not his name. What's it say, Julio?
I can't see it from here.
George Cowboy?
I can't.
George Play.
George Play.
01.
Yeah, George.
Absolutely.
Fire the questions.
Send them in.
Yeah. We're all about the
Feeling
questions,
questioning
George
today. Okay, so before George asks this question, where are we at?
Are
we
we?
talking about 50-cent pieces?
Play. Oh, you know who else? Daniel Jones is questionable.
we were doing
Oh, right.
during-
Injuries. Yep.
So let's just really take a little bit of time because I think it's
Kind of a
important.
combined segment here. We're doing injuries while talking about 50-cent pieces.
McCaffrey is also a big one.
Yeah.
It's questionable. David Montgomery's questionable. Kyron Williams, we know, is out. Aaron Jones is questionable, but looks like he's trending to play. I think those are the big running back injuries. Let's go to wide receiver.
Both Seahawks are questionable. Johnson for Pittsburgh is on the IR.
Devontae Smith is questionable. DK.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Tyler Lockett. Debo. I think that's pretty
Smith
much it.
Schuster, who I could give two shits about.
The Chiefs signed McCole Hardman. Or
I saw that.
They traded for him, I should say.
And who they lost Justin Watson, and if there's anybody that they could plug and play real quick, it's definitely McCole Hardman.
For sure.
I would agree.
Yeah. And
So
I think he's 3,400, I believe.
3,400.
We talked a little bit about
3,200.
no 50-cent pieces, and we've kind of transitioned to talking about injury. What games that do we like? Now, as we state all the time in the show, we play the Sunday, Monday slate. So the Sunday game is on there, which features Miami and Philadelphia. So minus that game. We don't need to include that. We obviously like that game. What games are we playing, Jared? What game you been focusing on? I mean, obviously the Chargers, Kansas City is
Yep,
going to be.
that was one of them, and the other one is actually Washington and the Giants.
You know, I agree with you that there can be some points scored in that game. Not a lot of defense being played in that game. Washington loves to just throw the ball around.
Yep, and the Giants last week completely relied on Barkley, and I think that's probably going to happen again. He'll probably score pretty admirably, Saquon Barkley this week. That's my opinion.
You don't like the Chargers Chiefs?
I do. That's what. I said.
okay.
I do like.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't think it's 2 years ago Chargers Chiefs. Do you?
No, I don't.
I mean, we don't have a healthy Eckler. We don't have Mike Williams. Go ahead. I'll keep interrupting.
No. You're good. I was just gonna say, like, the line originally started over 50 at the beginning of the week, and it's been bet down below.
I agree with
like
that.
47.
I agree with that.
47 and a half now. So
I think that game's a little bit overhyped. But I mean, the Chargers didn't look like they were. I mean, again, Dallas plays good defense, but they just don't look confident. I mean, first of all, I think they go away from Keenan Allen way too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a pass to Keenan Allen that isn't completed?
it's rare.
Pretty rare.
Why don't they just do it more?
I don't know. They got Eckler back
He's still
this
not,
week.
I don't feel like he's 100%.
No, he didn't look 100%, but I mean, maybe with another week off, he'll get back to his usual
I mean, it
self.
could be a good game. I'm not saying that's not a game that people shouldn't be targeting. Of course, it's just an expensive part to play too. I mean, even Keenan Allen's 8,600.
Yeah.
I think Kelsey's $8,000 this week.
Yeah.
Mahomes, the most expensive quarterback on the slate. Herbert's like the third most expensive. So it's a hard game to stack with quality players, right? Like, yeah, you could play Rashid Rice in that game, but great. Like,
Right.
You're playing wide receiver roulette with the Chiefs.
right.
Absolutely. I think my two favorite pieces on the Chiefs side is just, I mean,
And
obviously
Palmer's gonna
Kelsey
be-
and Pacheco.
Palmer's going to be complete chalk. I like Pacheco. That's who I've been
Yeah.
playing this week. I like their Kansas City's defense too.
Their defense is a lot improved this
I
year.
think it's only 2,400 this week.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's.
Do you
the-
think they're just going to be way overplayed? I mean, do you think it's just you play Kansas City this week?
I think, yeah, that's the move. I think they're guaranteed an interception almost with Herbert throwing the ball. George Play listed his question. It says, "I am 6-0. My team is Tua, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Cup, Olave, Goddard, and Flex James Cook. Should I trade Cook for Waddle, and should I start Zach Evans instead of CMC?
No.
Definitely don't start Zach Evans instead of CMC.
I mean, if CMC plays, obviously if CMC is hurt, then CMC's the Monday night game, so you're going to have to make that decision pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because you're going to have to make that decision without all the information.
Is this a 2-man league that he's in?
He's got a great team. He's
He's
6-0 for obviously. If you can trade Cook for Waddle, I would make that trade. Waddle's best games are definitely ahead of him.
Not to mention you have Tua, so you're able to
Pair him up.
Pair him up and
Yeah.
correlate those
If
guys.
somebody will do that trade, you should
Yeah.
definitely do that.
Absolutely.
And
I'm
I
assuming it's point per reception when we say that, even though I would still do it.
don't like Zach Evans at all this week, so I would avoid
Full
playing
fade
him
on those
at all
$4,000
costs.
Zach Evans.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Non-PPR 12-man. Very good team, George play. I still
I
think
can see why he might do that. I still would do the trade.
I would too.
Oh wait, it non-PPR. Okay. Yeah.
I would still do it. I think the Tua Waddle connection is too enticing to pass up for James Cook.
Right. Cook's just not getting he's not getting the red zone.
Correct.
Which on a non-PPR, that's more important
Right.
for running back. Yeah, he's just not getting the volume.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for the question, man. Hope
James Cook is what I like to call a non-decimal running back, meaning that if he gets you 110 yards, he's going to get you 11 points.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's not going to get a lot of catches, not going to get a lot of touchdowns like in the red zone. So anyway, I like the trade. I think you go for it. in my opinion.
Okay. Are we done with talking about 50-cent pieces? We
We did 50
Yep.
cent. We did injuries, so now we can go to
Quarterback?
ownership percentages.
Or ownership
we gotta,
percentages.
after that we'll do lock and loads. Don't let me forget lock and loads.
Okay.
I always want to forget lock and loads. Okay, we're gonna transition over to ownership percentage. This is where Jared and I take guesses of what the public's gonna do this week. It's only the main slate. We don't have the Sunday Monday games factored in here, which I wish we could. How
I know.
come we can't get ownership percentages on
I
that
think we
slate?
can, but I don't know if they do it until like later on in the week.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is what people are playing early. Quarterback, Jared, you generally lead us off here.
I feel like people might be chasing a little bit, and the matchup isn't terrible. I'm going to go with Desmond Ritter.
Okay. No.
No.
Well, they should.
He's not even.
God!
You said
No!
it,
God,
not me.
please, no! No!
Dudes look good.
He's like. I don't want to have to count that far down, but he's like 15th.
Okay.
All
right.
That's why the public wins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Matthew Stafford. They seem to like to play Stafford.
A better guess. It's hard not to be after that first one, but he's.
Was he bottom
he's
five?
seventh. He's 7th.
Okay, we're not even close.
No.
All right. Well,
get
then
us in the top 5, Jared. Come on.
let's go
Throw a
with
layup.
Herbert.
He's got to be in the top 5.
What? Right behind Stafford.
Oh wow.
You
Who's
gotta
the top?
remember, it's the Chiefs defense, man. I mean, like, I think people are.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna get
scared.
us in the top 5.
I have a better guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you calm down. I'm getting us in the top 5.
All right, you do it.
Once I find that guy that I think's in the top 5, I'm coming with it. Man, this is some shit. I'm just gonna say Mahomes. Get us in the top 5.
Well,
Give me the clap sound. Should I just hit it now?
he's 6th.
What?
Ah. Okay, then Sam Howell.
He's 5th.
Boom, made it, did it.
Good job. Took us 11,000 guesses to get there.
Take
We
us
got
4 through 1 here.
there. Okay. Number 4, Jordan Love.
Okay.
All
Cheap,
right.
cheap play, right?
Yeah.
Value. Another cheap quarterback, Geno Smith against Arizona. At home. Josh Allen is number 2, and then Lamar Jackson is number 1.
Lamar
The
Jackson.
highest projected percent owned player is Lamar Jackson at a little under 9%. So the ownership is extremely spread
Yeah,
out
nobody
this
knows
week.
who the
Wow.
hell will play, right? Yeah, like I should be smart. If you got the shit for me, tell me. Get on here in the chat and tell me who.
One thing I want to say about this week before we get into lineups is usually we like to pick a game and we like to stack pieces and run it back and blah blah blah.
Say hi to your son.
I did.
Okay.
I am going to be building lineups this week, trying to find good plays and not so much games.
You know how I'm going to be building lineups this week? Playing the Sunday night game.
Well, there you go.
That's how I'm. That's the
In
trick I'm gonna
Ray's
use.
league for sure.
I'm going to use that
Are you gonna-
crazy Sunday night game.
Are you gonna finally hit the Mozart button?
No.
No? Okay.
Nope.
I'm not sure I will either.
How can you not hit the Tyreek button?
Yeah, I
that's
mean-
the problem with the Mostert button is if you want to play.
How can you not hit both?
I mean, that's true, but I don't know.
I
why
mean, it's
I've
worked
been-
out
I had
over and
Mostert
over
on
again.
6 out of my 12 season-long teams, and I believe in him, but it's almost like I'm nervous, right? You know, it's like this is too good to be true type thing. He's number 1 in the NFL in scoring touchdowns, right? And he's got to be the number 1 fantasy running back, correct?
Mozart, the most touchdowns, I think, at least. Maybe the most yards,
Well,
but
who's
definitely
the
the most.
fantasy points? Period.
It's Mozart. Yeah.
I mean, it was Achan before he
Yeah.
got injured. but
Mozart
now-
had one bad week, and that's whenever they went with
and his bad
Achan.
week was 12 points, right?
It was, let me see here. It was 6 points.
Oh, well, okay. His floor is a little lower than I thought, but that Achan was still there, right?
I think his floor is very high if Achan's not there. That's why
Yeah.
he got 6 points.
Is Jeff? Everybody's all worried about Jeff Wilson Jr. coming
No,
back.
God.
It's,
He doesn't matter at all.
okay.
Well,
Well,
Ahmed got a touchdown last week.
I did see
even
that.
Still, like even being the backup.
I
in
know
Miami.
it's crazy.
Man, yeah, I mean, you really could. Whoever the backup is, I don't think it's Jeff Wilson. He's banged up. But if
So
it's him, you could. If he's super cheap, you could totally plug him in somewhere. And
Well, not against Philly. I don't think they're going to be doing their thing against Philly. Do you? It's at Philly, right?
I mean, they've been doing it every week. I don't know.
I mean, if they score more than 35 points against Philly, then this team is. You know, they're number 1 in total rushing and passing.
Yeah.
No other NFL team has had that happen.
Yeah,
You're talking
crazy.
about offensively, correct?
Not
Yeah.
even the greatest show on turf. None of those.
That was a great Super Bowl party at your mom's house, by the way.
Thanks. What's that? That was.
That was,
Yeah, it was
the
Titans,
Rams and
Rams.
Titans.
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, party. Mom's house.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's running backs.
Yep, I got 2 good guesses.
Oh wow, he's coming in hot.
I was prepared for this one.
Okay, I got the train whistle ready. Ready?
I think you guys are going to do well at running back.
Okay.
Even him?
Yeah, me.
Even Jared, yes.
I'm gonna get the number 1. Ready? You know who it is?
Uh-huh.
It's Brian Robinson Jr.
That would be incorrect.
Dang it.
He would be
Wait,
What? Sorry.
what is he?
You want to say it again?
What number is he though?
7th.
Oh God.
Okay, it's not terrible.
Well,
Not
I have a
You want to
second
use your
guess.
second guess before I fire up one?
Sure.
Go
If you
ahead.
want me to.
Yes.
I
Go.
predict it's going to be lower.
ahead.
Pacheco.
I like Pacheco this week.
Number 3.
All right.
Not
Of
bad.
course, I'm playing chalk. I'm all over Pacheco this week. I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker the third.
Oh, that probably is the number 1.
4th.
Oh wow.
What? Okay.
All right,
five
it's a
through
mystery to me. I have
5
no
through
idea.
1. I don't know.
Okay, I
Aaron
mean,
Jones.
So you guys
Hold
like
on, Aaron Jones.
can I say something? Like
We're bad at what
when
we
we're
do?
doing the injury segment,
We're bad?
You guys should be writing this down because like that correlates as to who the best plays
It
are.
can't be Zach Evans.
It's Jameer Gibbs.
Oh,
If
Jameer Gibbs,
David
okay.
I'm
Montgomery is
not even
out-
sure he's playing yet, right? Is there any?
No, he's playing. He's projected to play, but David Montgomery is trending not to play. And who is the backup running back?
But
in
they're
Detroit?
playing Baltimore.
Yeah, that's
So
that's what I was thinking.
Baltimore is they're like some
Jared,
defense you
Jared
can't
and I
score
are
on?
not going to bring our brain levels down to the public, okay? Like
Okay.
we're going to keep our brains where they deserve
Look,
to be.
I'm not saying to play Jameer Gibbs, but I'm saying the opportunity
Well,
is
they're
there.
saying they're number 1.
All right.
that he's the
You
number
know what
one.
I'm going to say is this is chalk that I'm going to avoid at all
Okay,
costs.
number 2.
I got
Number 2 is
Jared
a guy
Gibbs
that
interest.
you've
Yeah,
mentioned.
No Jared Gibbs. Are we going? Well, did we start with 1?
Well, okay, hold on. So number 2 is a guy you mentioned almost every single week. I'm shocked you didn't play him this week or say him.
Derrick Henry?
Oh man, that's a sick. That's what I assumed that was the answer.
Josh Jacobs. You've
Oh,
been
Josh
talking about
Jacobs.
him
I have,
all
yeah.
year long.
I have been
all
talking about
year
him.
long, every week. Josh Jacobs.
That's what I think of Josh.
Oh,
Jacobs.
that's so obvious. Yeah, he's against Chicago. I don't know
I'm
why I
not
didn't
playing
think about
Josh
it.
Jacobs if he was playing a high school team right now. Like I.
So I'll run back. Number 5 is our favorite, Zach Evans.
Okay.
Wow.
He hates Zach Evans. I just want to say, let me give you a quick review on Zach Evans. Zach Evans was a number 1 running back in his class coming out of high school. He committed to TCU, played at TCU for about a year, transferred to Nebraska. I don't know. Wait. I'm missing a school. No. Transferred to Nebraska, never played at Nebraska, ended up at Ole Miss, had a good year at Ole Miss, and then Ole Miss brought in another 5-star running back. And so Zach wasn't as touted coming out his last year because he split time with another 5-star. But Zach Evans was the number 1 running back in his class coming out of high school.
Okay.
Just want that said.
I don't dislike Zach Evans. I just think that they're bringing in so many pieces. It's a huge mystery, and you're literally throwing a dart if you play him.
Had you ever heard of Kyron Williams before he played?
I had.
Yeah,
Notre
last
Dame.
year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
me too.
Yeah.
You know how much but we played him how many times?
We have not played him yet.
Okay, Zach Evans is free. So, 4,000. He's the min that you can pay for him.
Okay.
Before you give
I guess
us
that
the
makes a
full
lot of
fade
sense.
of Zach Evans, I wanted to make sure you understood what we were fading.
What I will counter your strong.
But everybody in the
information
industry
about-
hates him too.
No,
by the way.
here's what I will counter is that they asked McVay this week specifically about Evans. His endorsement was lukewarm at best, and what he was kind of implying was that his blocking was not up to par.
I can
and
imagine
that's why
that.
they brought in Daryl Henderson.
I think that was
'cause
the
they trust him.
Cam Akers issue too.
Correct, and that's why he's no longer with the Rams.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I can to be honest, I'm not saying, but for $4,000, all he needs is 12 points, and you're literally ahead of the field, right? Like, I mean,
if he gets in the box, you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. There's
I don't even know
no
if he
there's
needs
no
to get in the
denying.
box. If he gets 3 catches, you're good. Anyway, we'll talk more about him later.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
Let's transition on over to wide receiver. How are we going to do on wide receiver?
You guys will not. You will not even get anyone in the top 5.
Wow.
Okay.
None?
I will be shocked.
Challenge.
I will be shocked
issued.
if either one of you get a top 5 receiver in your first 2 picks each.
We
Okay.
get 2 to get to.
I've got 2.
Go.
Okay.
You use both of them.
I'll
Fire like.
start with Marquise Brown.
Whoa! Wow.
Did he get there?
You got number 3. I'm in shock. I'm in shock.
Get him.
Okay.
Now. Get him with the second one. Get him with the
My
second.
second one is McLaurin.
Did he really?
Number 6.
Ah, that's
not
right
bad. Not bad. I'm impressed. I am impressed.
I'm going to go with Rashid Rice. I don't even know if that's his first
And
name.
Matt has to bring us down. 'Cause he just has to.
Because I can't get with the public. You guys just understand that.
I mean, I'm scrolling.
Oh, Palmer. Let's go Palmer. That's my second.
Trey Palmer?
No, Palmer for the Chargers.
Okay.
Joshua Palmer.
That guy.
Number 4.
Oh,
Nice. There you go.
wow. I'm kind of impressed.
Not bad.
Well, uh-oh.
We're good.
Okay. There we go. Okay, let's hear it 5 through 1 then.
Okay, so number 5, Michael Pittman.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All
Who we
right.
said we have a hard time clicking.
We do.
I've never
Josh-
even thought about him.
Josh Palmer, number 4, I'm sorry. Marquise Brown, number 3. Christian Watson, number 2. Again, against Denver. And then Zay Flowers, number 1.
All right. Zay Flowers. Huh. Yeah, I never would have
A
guessed that one.
common theme amongst the top 3 is that they're all very relatively cheap. So Zay Flowers is 5,700, Watson 56, and Marquise Brown at 5,300. So kind of like middle of the road salary receivers. You want me to go top 10?
Sure.
So Wan'Dale Robinson is number 10, Puka number 9, Stephon Diggs 8, Cooper Kupp 7, McLaurin 6.
Those all make sense.
I took a prop on Puka to get 5 receptions this week. I think he's going to do it.
Do you want me to go ahead and put him in the lineup now?
No, we don't have to have him
Oh,
in the
I
lineup.
figured
I
that.
just got him for 5 receptions. That's what I'm just saying. He's going to get 5 receptions this week.
Okay.
Tight end?
Definitely not going to get it. I almost don't care.
You know what? I'm going to say this because I really want you guys to think about this. I've said it every single week we bring up tight ends.
Play whoever you want?
No.
Oh, that's quarterback.
That's quarterbacks. You've said his name every single week?
There is a clear delineation between the top 2 or 3 tight ends versus the rest of the league.
Okay, so I'll start off by guessing Travis Kelce.
Thank you. Number
Okay.
1.
Number 1, Travis Kelce.
Feeling good about that one. I know who you should guess for number 2.
I have one.
Who?
Njoku.
So what you're saying after what I just said
He
is
gave you
Njoku is one of the top
gave
2
you
tight
the-
ends in the league.
Oh, wait. I was just trying to get top 5.
gave
All
you
right,
the-
Hawkinson then. Or Mark
you're still
Andrews.
wrong.
There you
There we
go.
go.
Mark
Mark,
Andrews.
thank you.
Is
Thank you.
Laporta 3?
4th.
Okay.
Luke Musgrave is 3rd.
Oh, because he is
Pitts
popular this
5th.
week.
Zach Ertz 6th. So it's basically like if you think about it, the rankings of the tight ends are kind of like each week.
Mus-
But we're throwing darts. You're either paying up or you're just throwing darts.
Musgrave would be a lot more valuable if Love could actually hit him when he's open. He struggles with hitting
Correct.
Musgrave. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, Musgrave has been running between the numbers, just wide open, missed.
Yeah.
Okay, did we go 5 through 1? We got.
We did. Well, yeah, we went Pitts, Laporta, Musgrave, Andrews, and Kelsey.
They all make sense to me.
Yep.
And last week we started this, and I'm just curious, who is the public playing at defense? I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
I would have thought that'd be a great guess, but they're like top 10.
Really?
Oof.
I think that's to do with the total. People are scared to play it.
Oof. Okay. Who do you like?
I like the Chiefs. I mean, you sold me on it. I didn't really think about it too much, but that is where I would go.
Okay, Jared, we know they're 10th, so let's say somebody else.
Focus.
49ers
Wow.
against Minnesota.
It's not a bad guess.
No, they're way down. Wow. They're the lowest projected owned defense.
Wow.
Really?
I'm gonna give you a clap for that.
But
What?
here's
How?
here's the deal. I'll tell you why. Because they are the Monday night game.
Oh.
So again, Jared,
Oh,
we're
okay.
looking for the We're looking for the main.
Well, then we'll just go with the obvious choice, the Bills.
The Bills. Yeah, they're. I mean, clearly the obvious choice.
They're playing New England.
Zero. chance.
Guaranteed 4 interceptions.
They are 8th.
Okay.
They're way too expensive.
I'm gonna say this is somewhat surprising to me. Detroit Lions are number 1.
Yeah,
Wow.
they've had a good year. I can kind of see it. They're a little more expensive than I would like. Right?
Seattle's number 2.
It's a good matchup for them.
Arizona is number 3. And then Cleveland and the Giants round out the top 5.
I'm really surprised the Chiefs aren't in the top 5.
I just have discerned a theme this week that it is all over the flipping map.
Yeah.
Right?
This slate is tough. I think the last few have been tough.
I'm down to just to put in the Chiefs right now for our lineup.
Even with Miami, ignore Miami and Philadelphia.
I'm saying for our defense.
Oh, okay. Well, let's transition. Sounds like we all agree that there's a defense, the first defense lock and load in the history of the pivot.
How about this is the first time we've ever started off building our lineup with a defense?
I agree.
It just feels like a good spot and it's super cheap. Might as well just set it.
I'm gonna give Jared this one. I agree,
I like it too. Obviously, I'm going to play it.
and
So-
I think we run it back with Pacheco.
Well, it sounds
I
like
think
I'm
it's
going to
great.
have some chalky plays because that's exactly how I started off my lineup this week. At 6,100, he seems to be taking over a bulk of the carries. They mixed a lot of stuff in. He's getting a lot of receptions lately.
He had 6 targets last week.
Yeah, that's the new part of it that I think is making him. Yeah, I'm down with Pacheco and Chiefs D. I think it's smart plays. I mean, let's go. Any other? I really like that noise. Any other lock and loads, Jared, that you trying to insert in this lineup? that
My
we could-
favorite 2 wide receivers on the week are Amon-Ra St. Brown
It's been a while since he said that.
and Tyreek Hill.
Oh, okay. Well, wow, you went on a limb on those two. I mean,
I know they're obvious, but those are my favorite 2 plays. I think Hill easily, even though it's Philadelphia, passes the 100-yard mark, and I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have.
So that should probably leave us
Great.
with $11 for
Yeah.
the remaining players.
Well, let's see here. Actually, we'll have.
hold on. We're not locking and loading. You don't get two. Lock
I'm not
and
saying we have to
loads.
lock and load them. I'm just saying.
Those are good plays. We
Those
can
are-
definitely
those are
tie.
good
What
plays.
about you, Juice? You got a lock and load? If we before we'll go back to your Hill and St. Brown are definitely on the table.
I do have a lock and load, and I think it's going to be kind of weird for you guys, but it's a squeaky wheel narrative. Devontae Adams.
Ooh, I heard that one coming.
And the reason I'm saying this is because, so Aiden O'Connell is the quarterback, right? But when he was playing with him the first start, he got 7 targets in the second half from O'Connell. So
He
clearly something happened between those two, and Devontae's been mentioning how upset he is.
right.
And
Well,
I
it
just
sounds
think
like
they're
we
gonna feed him the ball.
sounds like we got a debate at upper level wide receivers who we're going to play. Let's start talking. I think we should go to stacks.
I wouldn't mind pairing O'Connell
Whoa,
with Adams.
Against Chicago?
it's not terrible. How cheap is O'Connell?
Yeah, how cheap is
I
he?
think he's the Stone Min.
I've already played O'Connell.
No,
once
he's
this year.
4,700, which I like because at 4,000, whatever, 45. I'm sorry, that's the minimum.
47.
No, 4,000. I think 47. You have to start kind of thinking about it a little bit. And
So they're not starting Brian Hoyer. They're going with O'Connell.
they're going with O'Connell.
What do you think, Jared? What was your stack that you